Today we are working with the large intestine organ, and we will begin coming to drape ourselves over our bolster, so compressing that area where our large intestine is, roughly lower abdomen, kind of from our hips downwards, or lower waist downwards. So placing the bolster across the width of the mat and coming to drape the hips, lower belly over the bolster. Nice little massage for our large intestine. Just dropping left or right cheek down to the earth. Letting the full weight of your lower belly, your hips, your pelvis just let go completely onto your prop, your cushion or your bolster. And using your breath to guide that sensation of the massage. Breathing right down into lower belly, massaging large intestine organ. And every out breath, the belly softens a little more. The body's weight becomes heavier. We start to let go of any hold of our own body weight and just give that all the way down into the earth. Just maintaining your awareness on that sensation of massaging through the lower belly. Using the power of your breath to do so, really focusing on continuing to let your weight go. And the function of our large intestine is to absorb water and salts from materials that have not been digested. And then the byproduct of this is then eliminated as waste from our body. And with that awareness and lower belly, maybe you have observed the breath naturally beginning to slow. Consciously and unconsciously, breath getting deeper. Smoother. And longer. If your head is turned to one side, just here, switching to the opposite cheek. Maybe you start to imagine a heavy blanket being placed over the back of your body just to aid that letting go of any hold. It's allowing yourself to sink underneath the weight of this weighted doona. Often when we're stressed and tense, this alters the function of our large intestine, our whole digestion. So can you create as much calmness, as much softness, as much space through this space? Couple of more moments here, giving the body time to transition into complete stillness, complete surrender. Nothing else to do but unravel for the next hour, knowing that nothing else can be done here. Giving yourself complete permission to relax, let go, and simply be. And from our belly, all we're doing is walking to our wide-legged child's pose. So bringing hands beside the ribs, pressing off of your prop. And we're going to leave the bolster across the width of the mat here as we're coming into an arm twist. So you may choose to use the bolster or you can move it off to the side. First option is we're coming to thread the right arm underneath the chest. And we're bringing the left fingertips forward here. You can move the hand, maybe drop to right cheek, or take the twist deeper, drop into left cheek. This is also an option to do on the earth. So we thread the right arm under, left arm comes forward. We relax head down towards the mat. Maybe it feels quite intense to begin. Not pushing yourself into the pose, just finding where you can start to feel some sensation, maybe a little bit of discomfort. And just sit with that, breathe with that, and allow the body to slowly edge deeper into greater expression of this shape. Whenever forcing in yin, constant state of surrender, letting the body's tissues naturally do their thing, naturally unfold and let go completely. One more minute on this side. Taking a deep breath in, just hold for the exhale, let your weight become heavier, your chest become heavier on that right arm. And gently, gently unraveling Weaving right arm from underneath the chest, releasing it forward as we move straight into the left side. So threading left arm underneath the chest. Again, always option to release it onto the bolster. And dropping the forehead, maybe left cheek or right cheek, just counterbalancing from your last side and settling in weight of the chest down onto that left arm. Again, taking full breath in, holding for the exhale, letting the weight of the chest become heavier. And we start to exit, lifting the chest, releasing left fingertips forward, just finding a breath here in your child's pose. Full breath out. Walking the hands back in towards the knees. Rising to seated, we're going to tuck the toes under and we're lifting from the mat, rising to stand, just taking it nice and slow. Grabbing your bolster here as an option for this next pose. So we're coming into our forward fold. I think we did a similar one in our very first yin class, where we place the bolster over the thighs to drape forward. So this is an option again, have bolster here. If you wish to just drop your belly to your thighs, you can. But we're finding an arm bind this time. So we're bringing the right arm over the left, and then we're wrapping forearms, bringing palms to touch. Now, if you don't quite have that connection of palms, we can cross the arms and bring hands to shoulders to fold ourselves forward. So we're tucking the chin in between the biceps, or we find our full eagle bind with the arms, palms to touch. Just allowing the weight of that bind to drape you forward as you drop your head. Compressing lower belly heavier into thighs or into bolster. Feeling the upper back opening, the weight of the arms drawing heavier downwards. Compressing the lung meridian, which runs through the outer upper arm. Sorry, the large intestine meridian, which runs through the outer upper arm. Taking a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, just unraveling hands from shoulders or palms from palms. Just letting the arms be heavy as we start to gently rebend into the knees. Coming to sit. Just keeping the head upright here for a few moments, resting hands in your laps, palms facing up. We're going to move into our next pose and repeat this series on the opposite side, just so we're not hanging upside down for too long in a row. So starting to make your way onto your tummy. And from your belly, we're finding a bend into the right knee, so bringing knee in line with right hip, like a half frog position. Again, we're bringing right arm underneath the chest, dropping the weight of the chest onto the right arm. I'll just make sure I'm not blocking my mic off here as I explain this. Dropping the weight of the chest onto the right arm, we can reach the left fingertips forward. And again, bring the forehead down or drop right cheek or left cheek down to the mat. Just one more minute with right arm under chest, and then we're going to transition into our next pose. Finding those beautiful deep breaths in, allowing the exhale breath to bring the chest heavier down onto that right arm, letting go completely. And on your next exhale breath, just bringing that left arm for support to press the chest up to release the right arm from underneath you. And we come to thread the left arm under the chest, and we're taking a roll ever so slightly onto the left side of the body. From here we stack right palm on top of left. We're opening into a twist as we take the right fingertips up across the sky, the ceiling, and open over to the right. And here you can choose to bring your bolster underneath your arm if you find it's hanging in space, or it sometimes feels nice if you have the openness through the chest to bring the bolster over the right shoulder and extend the arm out long. Big breath in, full breath out. The body just melts into this shape. Just 30 more seconds here. And then to exit our twist, we're going to come onto our back. So just continue to roll onto your back, releasing that right hip down towards the mat, reshuffling the hips through center and taking a nice long rebound from that chain of poses, using bolster under legs if that feels good. Option to choose belly if that really. Now stretching arms and legs long. This time, if you're on your back, you visualize or sense or imagine that weighted blanket over your front body. And here on or in your rebound, just connecting to the meridian channel of our large intestine. It begins at the outside of the index fingernail. It travels up the outer arm before crossing to the back of the shoulder. It then crosses over to the front, where it travels up the neck and onto the face, ending at the sides of the widest part of the nostrils. Maybe you choose to follow this outline with your breath, beginning at the outside of the index fingernail, traveling up the outer arm, crossing over to the back of the shoulder, and then back over to the front, where it travels up the neck and onto the face, ending at the sides of the nostrils. And when you feel ready, slowly rolling onto your side. And from your side, gently pressing up to your tabletop to begin, just grabbing a hold of your bolster, having it in front of you ready as we tuck all 10 toes under. And come to rise to stand, placing the bolster into the hip creases or choosing to just fall onto the thighs. Moving into our eagle bind. This time our left arm is coming on top of right. Hands find shoulders, or we wrap for our palms to connect. And tucking chin in towards the chest, letting the head be heavy, crown drops down, finding a dangle here. into thighs, into bolster. Torso gets heavier, weight of the arms lengthens the spine. Gently releasing your bind, unraveling the arms dangle heavy, and bending into the knees, we lower back down to the ground. We find that seat upright, resting back of hands to bolster or to thighs. And then moving forward to our belly, so we repeat our twist and our needle thread on the other side, so lengthening the body long. We bend into left knee this time, aligning left knee and left hip. Left arm threads underneath the chest. We reach right arm forward, dropping forehead or turning to twist the cheek. Gently starting to transition into our twist. Being really mindful of shoulders here. We firm into the right palm, releasing the weight of the chest off of the left arm. Then we thread the right arm underneath us, rolling onto the right side of our body. Left hand stacks on top of right palm. Then we open our left arm over to the left to twist. And again, using your bolster if you'd like it underneath the left arm, if it's hanging in space, or maybe helping ground that left shoulder by bringing your bolster onto the top of the shoulder. Breathing deep into that compression of the lower belly in the twist. The stretching of the channels through the arms. Melting into the shape. A long extended out breath. Becoming aware of the consciousness of the large intestine. Compulsiveness, confusion, control, grief, guilt, hanging on, letting go, regret, releasing, rigidity, self-poisoning, and stubbornness. 2 more cycles of breath here. And again, continuing all the way onto your back to release, finding our final pose, our pentacle pose, our nice big starfish resting pose. So adjusting your props as you need, block under the head if that feels good, bolster under the knees, legs a little bit wider than the hips, grounding the heels wherever you are, maybe giving the feet a little shake and just allowing the toes to drop out towards the side. Shuffling shoulder blades to rest behind the heart, feeling nice and open through the chest. Lifting the head, tucking the chin, lengthening from tailbone all the way to the very base of the skull. And taking a breath all the way down to lower belly, visualizing that breath, feel the inside and the space around the large intestine. With that consciousness of the large intestine, letting go on the exhale. Belly soft, mind soft. Whole body with no edges from the outside world to the inside world. Blurring all lines. Continuing that sensation of melting, this time melting into the surface of the earth completely. And from this softness, noting any sensation that arises within that as we recall the consciousness of the large intestine. Noticing any reactions in the body or from the mind in relation to these points. And just breathing into that and letting go through the mouth on the exhale if it's something that does not feel good to be holding in your body, to be recalling in the mind. Compulsiveness, confusion, control, grief, guilt, hanging on, letting go, regret, releasing, rigidity, self-poisoning, stubbornness, and breathing into all as a whole. And releasing on your exhale. And just observing your capacity of letting go, of releasing in your current state. Noticing how delicious that feels and how much space you receive from that ability to let go, to release. And taking that with you into the rest of your day 16, not only physically and mentally, but also to maybe things you're noticing you're a little attached to in your everyday life. What steps you can take to let go just a little, to release, to create some more space. When you feel ready, finding gentle movement in fingers and toes. Releasing through wrists, through ankles, finding some stretches if you need, just to help to invite movement back into your body and to gently bring yourself into a seated position. Moving super slowly. Once you find yourself in a seat, or maybe you choose to stay longer on your back, that's totally fine. Bringing hands to prayer, thumbs to your third eye center, repeating in your mind, I create my own reality. Bringing thumbs to your lips, I speak my truth. Bringing thumbs to your heart, I follow my heart. Hope you have a wonderful day 16, or have had, or are having. Namaste.